Hey there, this is Coach Troy with Tate Fitness, and today I wanted to talk about hypertrophy training versus strength training and the difference between the two. These are, I know, pretty basic, common things that are involved with bodybuilding and fitness and training. They're questions that are asked quite often to me for people that are beginners who don't understand maybe certain concepts on how certain training methods work, as far as exercise physiology and the biomechanics of someone's physique or body and the aptitudes of what they need to do as far as their fitness goals go. So hypertrophy training, usually hypertrophy refers to increasing like the volume of your training or the volume of your workout, maybe pertaining to a medium to higher rep range. In my opinion, it would be between the 10 to 15 to 20 rep range. Strength training refers to the muscle's ability to produce more force. So increasing your 1 rep max or 85% of a 1 rep max, which is obviously done by lifting heavier weights, mostly compound exercises, via flat bench, deadlifts, squats. Those are the big three in powerlifting for the 85% of your 1 rep max, or pushing towards that force production vector of the aptitude of being stronger, lifting more in a one burst type of movement. Hypertrophy training is more for making your muscles bigger, rounder, bigger, larger, I should say. So augmenting the physique, subjectively speaking. Strength training, its sole purpose is to be stronger, lifting heavier weights in the gym. Really, really simple. What is the most optimal way to train? Strength training or hypertrophy training? Well, in my opinion, it would be a combination of the two, of both hypertrophy and strength training together. Subpar training, meaning you're not training hard at all, you're just going through the motions, you're not gonna create any kind of physique. You're not gonna get stronger or bigger. So in a sense, it's kind of a waste of time. You're burning calories. Okay, let me take that back. It's never a waste of time to set foot in the gym, okay? The biggest goal of anybody in fitness, wanting to improve their health, wanting to improve their physique, etc., is walking through that freaking door, is coming to the gym. Half the battle is getting to the gym, okay? Once you get to the gym, let's do something productive. That's the second step, okay? So completing the whole range of motion, I should say, of work ethic, of work effort, or the effort in the gym, why you even showed up to begin with, would be pushing to failure, or pushing the hard as you can to supersede a goal of the reason why you came to the gym to begin with. Now, why should you train for hypertrophy? What are the reasons to train for hypertrophy? Hypertrophy causes your muscle fibers to grow in size and be augmented. More size equals more strength for more athleticism. More muscle size means more metabolically active tissue. More metabolically active tissue means more potential for burning body fat and fat in general. Now, the optimal rep range for strength training. Now, usually speaking, pertaining to the person, the 4 to 6 rep range is usually the most conductive for strength training. And you're looking at 3 to 4 sets per exercise. Most importantly, the reps need to be very challenging, meaning 80 to 85% of your 1 rep max. No pussyfooting around and, like I said, doing 135 on the bench for all your sets of flat bench and incline and all that. We're talking progressively increase the weight towards that 80 to 85% of your 1 rep max. Now, why should you strength train versus hypertrophy training? Strength training is one of those characteristics that's important for anybody to be put in any kind of like normal life-given situation. Who doesn't want to be strong, or athletically strong, or stronger than most humans walking around out there? It can definitely come in handy in a particular situation. It helps to train your central nervous system to recruit more neural motor units to lift more weight. It also helps with breaking plateaus that you might experience with your hypertrophy training. So obviously, like I said earlier, it goes hand in hand as far as strength training helping hypertrophy training. Stronger muscles usually means bigger muscles. Not always, but depending on, like I said, the volume, rep range, the genetics of the person, etc., biomechanics, and such forth. Now I want to move along to the 3 different types of muscles. Cardiac muscles, which involves your heart. Smooth muscles, which involves your internal organs, which is involuntary. And then skeletal muscle, which is your muscles that are connected to all your bones in the human body. So both cardiac and smooth muscles, your heart, your major organs in your body, all work involuntary, okay, so by themselves. Skeletal muscle obviously works voluntary. We make our muscles move with skeletal muscle. Now there are 3 different types of skeletal muscle. There's type 1 muscle fibers, type 2A muscle fibers, and type 2X muscle fibers. Now these type of muscle fibers, skeletal muscle fibers that is all based on size, color, speed, force, and energy source. Now type 1 are the slow oxidative fibers that contract very slow, and they burn slowly, and they use oxygen and glucose in the form of ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, in a slower manner. They produce lower power contractions over a long period, and they're very slow to fatigue. Now the second type is type 2A muscle fibers, or the intermediate muscle fibers. Now these muscle fibers possess characteristics fast and slow twitch muscle fibers, so slightly like a combination of both. And they run through ATP, which is again adenosine triphosphate, rather quickly. So triphosphate to diphosphate to single phosphates, which is in biology the Krebs cycle for conduction of caloric intake or caloric energy. You know, like 1 kcal gets used up in all your phosphates through ATP. So adenosine triphosphate, which is 3 phosphates, gets broken off into diphosphates, which get broken off to a single phosphate. It goes through that Krebs cycle faster, basically, is what it does through intermediate or type 2A muscle fibers, which again is a combination of fast and slow twitch muscle fibers burning through the adenosine triphosphate relatively little quickly, but for a little more availability for force production, so faster force production when weight training or weightlifting. The last muscle fiber for skeletal muscle fibers, type 2X. Now, type 2X muscle fibers are only used for a very, very short spurt of a duration, okay? So they're used really quickly as far as kinetic energy goes. So it goes through adenosine triphosphate really fast. They require significant power and strength. So 100% leading toward power bodybuilding or powerlifting of a 100% 1 rep max velocity for that inertia, that strength performance training vector inertia that I spoke about in my androgen anabolic PED videos. But this is through training, okay? So that crazy rep fast strength load inertia is used for that type 2X muscle fiber for that 1 rep max. So benching 400 or 500 pounds for 1 rep, squatting 600 pounds for 1 rep. All this burst of energy released all at once under 1 vector at the fastest velocity. Type 2X muscle fibers are used in that inertia because they burn the fastest, okay, as far as that kinetic energy goes. Now, last but not least, as a conclusion, what I like to do is progressive overload, okay? In my opinion, it's a combination of hypertrophy and strength training because from day one, we always try to maximize our training efforts as far as lifting as much weight as we can, but we always also added volume to the training. So you train like a bodybuilder, but lift weights like a power lifter. Kind of a combination, like I said, without trying to hurt yourself, obviously, because then there's no potential at all for anything if you're injured and you can't work out. But with progressive overload, you're looking at always slightly either increasing the workload of your weights, meaning you go up in weight every week on either the flat bench, squat, deadlift, barbell row, dumbbell rows, military press, basically all your different compound exercises that you can think of in the gym that hits the largest muscle groups all at once, okay? Which are even barbell curls and skull crushers, okay? Or close grip bench for your triceps. If you're always going up in weight every single week, meaning you're adding 5, 10, 15 pounds to that movement, and you're still keeping that 10 to 12 rep range going for hypertrophy, you're progressing. You're getting stronger. Getting stronger usually means more hypertrophy, more strength, the combination of the two, okay? Say you aren't able to go up in weight that week, but you can get 3 more reps. You're at 15 reps instead of 12. You're still progressing. That's still progressive overload. People all over, okay, and I get asked this question all the time, like, Troy, how often do you change your training? Do you change it weekly, monthly, every few months? Okay, the answer is not really, all right? You don't change the training. The compound exercises that got you to where you're at or are gonna get you to where you wanna go need to stay residual. They need to stay congruent with what you're doing. All you have to do, in my opinion, like I said, is add more reps to certain exercises or add more weight, meaning you're progressing. There's the whole concept of progressive overload. You're overloading your body's central nervous system for muscle stimulus for hypertrophy and strength. Anyways, if you want to contact me for any more information about the biomechanics of training or PEDs or anything that has to do with powerlifting or bodybuilding or strength training in general, please get in touch with me through the email below. Please follow me on my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, please leave comments in the comment section. Thank you very much. Take care, have a great day, and talk to you guys soon. And see you soon, bye-bye.